So Samantha Hearne is a powerhouse when it comes to personal branding and all things business. Actually, she's one of those people I definitely look up to as an authority online in the online space for sure. And she's got this wonderful session, how to step into your authority as a creative online. And I knew this would be something that would be immediately helpful to the creators that are getting started with business and becoming that authority as well. So thanks so much, Samantha. Over to you with your wicked session.
Hello and welcome to this session. We're going to be diving into how you can really be building your authority as a creative online business and therefore be able to monetize your business and your brand so much more effectively. I'm really excited to be here with you. And over the next 30 to 35 minutes, I'm going to be covering so many different ideas and strategies that you can put in place in your business. But my primary goal is that you walk away with at least one way that you can make an impact in your business for the positive, focusing on this theme, how you can be building your authority as a creative online business to therefore be able to monetize and grow your business in the right way. So if we haven't met before, welcome. My name is Samantha Hearne and I run a business coaching and mentoring business, and I support online business owners to make more profit and become more sustainable in their business, but also while keeping things simple. So I have been supporting women in business predominantly for the last 6 years in making sure their online service-based business becomes as lucrative as possible, in the most time-effective way as possible, and in a way that feels fun for them. So if you have an online business, if you are focusing on a service, photographers, web developers, graphic designers, or any element of offering a service, I really would love this one thing for you to be working with ideal clients all of the time, and for you to feel happy in the life that you are building outside of your business. So as I said, I'm a business coach and mentor, but I also have my own CPD accreditations on selling and client experiences to make sure that you as a service provider give your clients the very best, but also you as a service provider are able to make as much money as possible with as much integrity as possible. And outside of those things, I have a book, I have a podcast, I have lots of things that support my clients and my audience in being able to create more money and also create the very, very best life. So if we haven't, I would love to connect with you on Instagram. Come and say hi, let's connect, but let's dive in. So what I would really love to cover and what you can expect in our session today is these 3 core areas. So we're going to be looking at what actually is it to be an authority online and in your business. What does that actually mean? We're also going to be looking at how can you create an authoritative business where you are the thought leader, but with your energy and in being able to make an impact in a way that works for you. So that's really, really important for me. How can we personalize this thought leadership and this authority piece for your online creative business? And also, number 3, which I think is really important because this is the byproduct of all of the work that we do. And I think this is important for every business owner to always have in mind, how can we create the best business? So your business and your brand, your business is serving clients to be of service. So what can you do to monetize the authority that you're building with integrity and with ease? So these are our 3 core messages during our time together today. What is an authority? How can you create it with your energy and your impact? And how can you then monetize from a place of authority so that your brand can become more of an elevated business? So I decided to do a bit of research. I am an ex-teacher, so education, case studies, research are really, really important to me. And when I was doing some research around this idea of having an authority, this is what came up. And I absolutely loved this definition. Being an online authority means you're not only a thought leader in a specific topic, but that you are taking the time to turn your knowledge into something that someone else can consume in a meaningful way. So for all of you, and again, like I said, whether you focus on web development, email marketing, graphic design, YouTube, podcasting, what we really want you to be doing as a thought leader is thinking about how can you become a thought leader in your topic and how can you do this in the most meaningful way? So the first question that I've got for you is to take time to think about when you are looking at your online business, you are looking at your online presence. If someone was to see you and see what you're doing and they come onto your platform, where would they say your topic is in thought leadership? What are you known for? What topics are your strengths? How do you translate these topics in a meaningful way for your audience? So what are you doing to create thought leadership? This is my first question. And again, examples for you. If you are, for example, in web development, do you focus on increasing the time that someone is on each page as a customer? Are you increasing effective pop-ups on websites? Are you focusing on how to increase website traffic? Are you focusing on how to reduce loading time? What do you want to be known for in the work that you do so that people come to you and think, that is what I need? Of course, I need this service, but I need this service in a way that this thought leader is making meaningful for me. Let's say you focus on podcasting, whether that's editing, showing up. So are you focusing on creating chartable podcasts? Are you focusing on bringing people's voice to life? Are you focusing on giving people a platform to express themselves? All of this can focus in the world of podcasts, but they have very, very different topics that you want to specialize in as a thought leader. So my first question when you think about your authority online is, where are you being the thought leader? Where are you taking up space with passion and purpose on a topic that you know you as a business owner and your ideal client are going to connect with? And this is the meaningful way to do that online. This is a way to build authority with your audience, with your community, and with your content in a meaningful way. So that's the first question. We're going to dive straight in. I'd love for you to spend some time thinking about that, auditing and reflecting that on your own business, and maybe asking the people around you, when you consume my content, what comes up? What do you consume? What do you know me for? How do you take the content? What topics do I talk about all of the time? Where do you see the trends and the themes? Am I a thought leader? Do you see me as a thought leader? How does that come across? Because everything that we do is going to be built on that. So let's think about this for you in terms of thought leadership for your brand. I have 3 questions I ask any client that comes to me. And to be honest with you, anyone I speak to when they have an online business. Who do you consume content from and why? What people online inspire and captivate you? That's a key word, captivate. And why do you then buy? Have you bought from these people? Because you are your biggest indicator to how you want to create your thought leadership online, to how you want to build your stance and your personality. You are your best example of why thought leadership works. So if you haven't, I would really encourage you to spend some time almost doing like a bit of a thought leadership critique, thought leadership audit, whichever word comes to mind for you that aligns. But really sit and think about, when you look at your online consumption, you're scrolling, your TikTok, your Reels, your Instagram, your Facebook, your emails, podcasts, who are you consuming from and why? What people captivate you? What makes you just sit and watch people on their phones? Like, what is doing that for you? What really, really gets you passionate, excited, and engaged? And what makes you then buy from people? And this is a perfect example. I wanted to put this into action and give you some case studies. So I was thinking about, why do I buy? Why do I buy as a consumer online from online businesses? When I feel like there is a specific topic that relates to me, so there's specificity to that service, I'm instantly more interested. So if someone makes what they do specific to their ideal client, of course their ideal client would consume it. And this seems really simplistic. However, when you really think about yourself as a consumer, you will start to understand and recognize your thought leadership patterns. So for example, for me, question number 2, I am not captivated when people take too long to get to the main point. Let's say I'm watching a live and the first 5 minutes are just hellos. I find that really difficult. So I then know, when I think about my thought leadership as an authority online in a meaningful way, that I want to get straight to the punch. So start to think about what you consume and how can you emulate this for your consumers? How can you create the best experience based on the experiences you enjoy the most? And this will be different for each of you. Start thinking about, do you prefer audio? Do you prefer video? Do you like long copy, short copy? What is it that you're consuming and why are you buying from people? Because here's the thing. If you are buying from people, you show that the method works. Being online, building an authority, building a brand creates clients, gets you customers. But that can work for you as well. That can work for you. You can build your authority online, you can build your brand online, and you can get clients and customers. And this is exactly what we're here to do. Build your authority, create that thought leadership. So give yourself a chance based on this first point of this talk to think about how you're consuming and therefore how you can replicate that for your ideal clients, for your audience. Then, right, I'm scrolling just because I had a tiny bit of a tech thing and I wanted to make sure that you could see all of these slides. Now, being the teacher, I always want to make sure that you have things to walk away with. So I created a 10-stage process to how you can be a good leader within your content and within your online brand. And if we just go back up and we look at why we want to do that, I want to make sure that when you have worked out how to captivate or what captivates you, you've worked out who you're consuming from and why, and who you buy from and why. Now we're in that space of replication. How can we do that for our ideal clients and for our potential buyers? I wanted to make sure that you had like a 10-step indicator to that entire process. And here are...
If you're enjoying this session, don't forget to hit the thumbs up or like button, and of course subscribe to the channel. Now, it would be wonderful if you could leave a comment, some supportive, positive comment for the speaker, because they will definitely read the comments here on YouTube. Thanks.
And here are the 10. I know you can read them yourself, but I just want to give you a little bit of a synopsis for each of them so that we're really, really clear on what I mean. Number one is originality. What I mean by that is anything that you do will come from your energy, your personality, and your voice. Okay, so this is just to say, be as original as possible. Talk about things in a way that you would speak about them so that when people meet you in real life, they're like, oh, you're the same person. That's really important if you want to build a credible authority, that there is that synergy between who you are and who you're showing yourself to be. Your core messaging, you want to create repeatable core messaging. You want your brand to be easily understood, easily identified, and easily talked about. Create core messaging. Conviction and certainty. People buy, and this links to number 4, people buy when they feel safe and in trust of the person they're buying from, whether that's a product or a service. So when you are showing up online, you want to show up with conviction and certainty. You want to be clear about your own services, why they're priced that way, why you're selling that way, why you can give amazing client experiences, why you're talking about these topics, your experience, your knowledge, your expertise. You want to show up with certainty and conviction, because this will build point 4, which is safety and space. When people feel safe and they have space, they will reach out to you. When people feel there is a space between you and them, and you have built a connection between you and them, which you won't always know about straight away, but when you've built that space allows people to come in. It allows people to come to you, to want to find out more, to ask questions. And that leads to number 5, which is you being able to build trust and credibility. And when you think about this, I have expanded on it further and said, you want to build trust based on credibility. So points 1 to 4 allow you to become more credible. You're speaking with your own voice and your own message. You have your core repeatable messages. You are showing up with certainty, clarity, and conviction. You're creating a safe space for people to speak to you. Then number 6, you want to identify your audience's personalities and patterns. And like I said, this works in any of your creative businesses, whether you are in YouTube, whether you're a YouTube developer, video editor, whether you do focus on websites, graphic design, branding, logos, whether you are a coach or a mentor. It's really important that you're able to identify your audience personality and patterns. How do they show up? How do they want to learn from you? How do they want to consume? What gets the most engagement? Do your emails just skyrocket and everybody loves them? Identify your patterns. Do not follow a trend if the trend does not follow your audience. Because it's all well and good creating these trends, but if your audience aren't buying into them, it's not going to be a trend for you. So really identify your audience patterns. Developing consistency. I share this a lot. When you're trying to build your authority online, it doesn't mean you need to bear all, sell your soul to the internet and be on there 24/7. Consistency does not mean constant, but it does mean consistent. So if that's 3 times a week, if it's every morning, if it's every evening, develop your consistency pattern. Own your lane in your space. This has to be spoken about. If you want to build a true authority, you cannot feel like you need to compare yourself or compete with others in order for you to be an authority. If you're an authority online, it's about you taking up the space and owning the lane that you are in the business that you run, and in the experience and being the expert in what you know and do. Generating momentum over time. I talk about this a lot, but that'll be a whole separate talk. Building momentum in your business should mean when you get to that point where you've got clients on autopilot, you've got a wait list, you've got inquiries, it's just kind of coming thick and fast. That happens over a 6-month momentum building period. And the longer you can create that momentum and you build that ripple effect, the longer in your business you will see that outcome. The longer in your business you will see the byproduct of all of the work you're doing to build your authority is more interest, more conversations, more questions, more inquiries, more leads. So that's really important to make sure you are always generating that momentum for your business. And as an online business owner, it can be very, very easy to fall into the patterns of when you have no clients, showing up loads, then getting a full client roster and then serving them and not showing up anymore. Then you have no clients again and you show up again and you end up in this feast and famine, this boom and bust of getting clients. You then get them, you serve them and then you drop off. So your authority is very inconsistent. Your brand is very inconsistent. And therefore the momentum that you build is very inconsistent. So that leads to number 10, following your process online. Make sure you are very clear about how you are building your authority online. Remember, slide 1, thought leadership. If you have a podcast, how often are you showing up there? If you have a blog, how often are you writing there? If you're doing articles and guest writing, how often are you featuring those? How are you repurposing them? If you do guest interviews, client spotlights, if you have a YouTube channel, if you're doing reels, how-tos, masterclasses, this works for all of your online creative businesses. How are you able to follow this process online consistently and to be able to generate momentum? This is going to help you in building your thought leadership, your authority, and being able to monetize this for your brand and business. So let's go to point number 2. How can you do this in a way that is aligned with your energy and personality? So I've created all of these slides personally for you. This talk has not been delivered anywhere else. I wanted to create a Venn diagram that just explains the work that I do with my clients, the work that I do in my business, but also what I would really love you to be doing as an online business, as a creative business, as a service-based business, to be building your authority with your energy and personality. Ultimately, it's to connect. Anything you do is to connect with peers, with potential ideal clients, with potential people that you can collaborate with, network with. So connection is really at the heart of this. And you can do this in 3 ways, in my opinion. Audience participation, engagement, and conversation. This is imperative. You want to be talking to your audience as much as possible. You want to be creating a dialogue, not a monologue, in whatever business you are in. And I see people do this so successfully that you are constantly generating conversations. You are filling the gap between you and them. Then you're creating purpose to what you're doing and a next step for your audience. Where do they go next? How can they learn more? How can they deepen their relationship with you? How can they deepen their authority with you? You've shown up online on your Instagram or your Facebook, your TikTok, your Threads, wherever you are. And then it's like, well, why don't we do this together? Here you go. You are deepening that relationship with people. And this is important for your online business when you're building authority, but ultimately when you want to monetize, we don't just want things to be wide. I just want loads of people to see me. We also want depth. We want people to learn more, to go deeper with us, and therefore become a more ideal client and a more committed client. Then you have stage 3, which is invitations, options, and offers. How are you inviting these people that are going deeper with you to work with you? How are you inviting them in? How are you creating options and offers for people to spend more time with you, learn from you, have your experience, accelerate their own businesses, what they're doing with your services? How are you creating this approach? Because this pattern is going to create this. Without number 1, you cannot create consistent number 2. Without active participation, you cannot create next steps for people or any kind of journey. And without number 2, you cannot create consistent conversions because we don't have enough people on the journey with us. So it's really important that we recognize this idea of connection, this connection piece for your authority building, your online ecosystem, your online business. Connection is going to make all of this more possible when you focus on connection, when you connect to your audience, when you connect them to their next step and their journey, and then you connect them to your services. This process is going to happen more efficiently, more consistently, and with more momentum, the more you put into that middle piece, the more that you show up and connect, the more that you're visible, the more that you are the thought leader. So now let's think about how you could monetize that. And I've created this little process for you, this nice little flow chart. How can you monetize from your space of authority? So this is you, your online presence. We've spoken about how you can start to build real trust. We've looked at 10 steps. We've looked at the Venn diagram. We've looked at your thought leadership piece. Then we start to think about filtering your audience. And that's come from here. How are you starting to take people on a next step and a next journey? That starts to filter your audience. Once you've started to filter your audience, you start building buyers. Once you build buyers, you've built your business. So it's really important you see the connection, you see the alignment between building your authority, being online, and building a consistent, thriving, lucrative business. So I'd love for you to really think about, where are you in this process? Where do you think you are most consistently? You've got a trusted brand, but maybe they're not buying. So we need to focus on the filtering system. Maybe we filtered them and they are buying, but it's feast and famine because we stop showing up because then we get busy. Maybe we are showing up online and we're not getting conversations and people aren't converting. Have we built enough trust in our authority piece, in the way that we're building our authority online? So this is a really good way for you to start auditing yourself, auditing your business, and think about, I'm online, but I haven't built my business. I haven't got consistent clients. Well, now you've got 3 gaps in between, stepping stones. How can we start to refine them all? And then once you've done that, you can start to answer these 5 questions. How can you start to monetize in your audience? Okay. And these are the 5 areas that I would look at. There are 5 key things that I think are really, really important for you to be able to monetize in your business and start to actually show up from a space of not only authority and trust, but of service. So number 1, you really want to make sure that you are aligning your offers with your audience. Because remember, if you look at the 10 points to building authority, confidence and conviction are really important. Being able to create a safe space is really important. Being able to build trust, being able to generate momentum and consistency. So you want to make sure that your offers align with your audience. You're building an authority-based business that is also linked to your service. You are consistently showcasing outcomes and results. You are showcasing to your audience how they can build and see what comes next on the journey, on the Venn diagram. What comes next when they do deepen their relationship with you, when they do accept an invitation to work with you. Then you want to make sure you're building your authority linking to your business. So of course we'll have passion projects, but let's just say, for example, I am a graphic designer for businesses and someone asks me if I want to collaborate with them and talk about my family life. Absolutely, that's important. 100%. Focus on your passions, but just be mindful that that isn't necessarily going to build your authority linking to your business. It's going to link authority to your brand, but not necessarily to your services. So just be really, really mindful about where you are placing yourself when it comes to authority building online. Because I have so many people that come to me and they've got great online presence and they've got such great trust factor, but essentially they get friend zoned because everybody follows them for what they talk about and their lifestyle, but not for their services. So there's a fine balance there. You want to create brand awareness and alignment, which I've just spoken about, that focuses on drawing your ideal clients in. And finally, you want to highlight the work that you do, not just the content you create. So it's all well and good going viral or having trends or themes or humor, but you also really want to make sure that you have content that highlights the work that you do. And some top tips and things that you can look at. On my own Instagram, I do this to give you examples of how this could look. So if you want to go onto my Instagram, I can show you. I have the 3 pinned posts are how could I help you? Am I the right mentor for you? And my values as a mentor. So before you see any other content, you see those 3 things pinned to the top. That means that anything people do, if they want to consume, they can find out how I can help them. That's aligning with my services. They can see if I'm the right mentor for them. That builds me authority linking to my business and builds me brand awareness and alignment with my ideal clients. And then my values. That's really, really important to highlight the work that I do and how I do it and not just the content that I share. So really important as an online business, we need to be creating content, but you also need to be creating authority in your business. So how can you monetize in your business? Whether you're a coach, whether you're a speaker, whether you're a podcaster, whether you're a YouTuber, whether you focus on photography or websites, wherever you are, and any of your businesses, I'd love to find out what they are, please DM me. Remember, you can monetize them using everything I've shared about building your authority and what comes next. So this is for all of you. This is for all of you to take away things that could relate to you, to take away things that can move your business forward from a place of authority all the way to building a lucrative business. So my next question for you is to really think about what is next for you in your authority building and your business growth. What is next for you? What are you focusing on next? From this talk, from our time together today, where are your areas of development? And you can DM me and share them. I'd love to find out. If you've got further questions, I'm here for it. And my final invitation for all of you really is to give you the opportunity to have an invitation from me. So I run something called the Profitable Business Hub. So it is a membership that is focused on service-based businesses creating more profits, creating more sales and more financial freedom. Inside there, you have access to a qualified bookkeeper giving you support around your business, your money advice. You're also going to become CPD accredited and trained on sales mastery as a service-based business. You're going to get live mentoring from me, Q&A sessions, sales trackers that you can put in your business for forecasting, cash, profit, expenses, a private group, and a space that is solely focused on your business becoming more profitable. And I have actually put a code on here for all of you legends with the word summit. So if you go on there, you will have a huge £700 saving and actually be able to join at the price that this was offered when I first launched it, which was essentially at cost price. So I'm running this membership basically to cover the software, the team, the bookkeeper, but not covering my time and my knowledge, because I want more amazing business owners to become financially empowered, to become financially confident, and to have more financial literacy of how they can be creating more cash flow, more profit in their business. So if you want to find out more about the Profitable Business Hub and how you can then turn your authority into a lucrative business, please go to that QR code. You can scan it. And if you decide you want to come and join us as a hub member, which I would absolutely love you to do, we have profit focused sessions. We have Q&As, troubleshooting sessions, hot seat coaching on all things money, pricing, service suite, selling, sales strategy, launching, anything to do with selling and making money and therefore creating more profit is what we are talking about in the Profitable Business Hub. Use the code SUMMIT. And I would love for you to become a Profitable Business Hub member with me and everyone else inside. But outside of that, I just want to say thank you for spending time with me here today. And hopefully we connect further on Instagram. And I absolutely cannot wait to see how you get on with building your authority, building up your brand, and ultimately creating a lucrative business. So I will see you on the other side. Bye for now, everyone.
And that's it. The session is done. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course comment on the video. It really is appreciated to see all the engagement that we get alongside these videos. And of course, if you want to continue to watch these videos after the 48 hours of Creator Day, you can sign up for the Creator Meetup. The link is in the description, as well as the coupon code, and you can go and grab all of the replays and join us for our monthly networking and the other various activities that happen inside of the Creator Meetup. Thank you so much for the speakers, and we'll see you in the next session.